everybody. Welcome to GFBS. You know what day it is. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It is Dirty Thursday. Yeah. Stephen Lewis, Stephen Jesus, my co-host today. Chad's having another, I don't know what he's having done this time, but he's out of town doing something. Sorry about that. Also with us today, and I even apologized to him before we went live. I said, it doesn't bother you that I called you Father Time, but I look at you that way as the Father Time of dirt track racing. Tom Corcoran in the show today, too. Awesome. Driver of the T1. Show brought to you by Northwest Tire and Grand Forks. You know, they're looking to hire like everybody is. They're looking for a tire technician. You know, if you're not afraid to show up for work on time and work hard, this job might be perfect for you. No prior work experience is necessary. Northwest Tire will train the right people. Great benefit package, too. PTO, health insurance, 401k, more. Pay will depend on experience, but stop into Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive to find out more. Or you can call Chad, 701-780-8473, or apply online to nwtire.com. A couple of things here before we get rolling too far into the show. I lost my joke. I wanted to show this first. This is so cool. If you can see that, thank you for the gift. That is going to look awesome in our studio. Made by Speedway Shots, of course, speaker over in Fargo, and we're going to talk more about this in just a couple of minutes. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to text us. And if you want, you can actually call. Our number is 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. A lot of people watching. Katie, Kevin, Daryl, Paul, Nick. Nick says, good morning, Tommy, John, and Steve. Good morning. Here we go. Let's do it. Daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. I got pulled over by a lady cop. Yeah, I got pulled over by a lady cop. She asked me to get out of my car, so I did. And she said, you're staggering. I said, well, you're not so bad yourself. Better than the Michael Jackson joke, I guess. Anyway. Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing excellent. Happy to be here.
Good to have you. How's the off-season treating you?
Pretty well.
Yeah?
Pretty well. I stayed busy. I went back to work a little bit, and that's kept me occupied. So.
You went back to work?
Yep. After being retired for 3 years, I got talked into going to fill in for one of the guys that went in for some surgery.
No, so. Okay. I get it. You're a good guy helping out. I mean, you did work there and retire there, but were you bored? I know it's. I wouldn't be, but you look at extra money and all that stuff too, because nothing's getting cheaper.
Right. But no, I mean the boredom wasn't a factor. I mean, seldom am I bored. I can stay busy doing nothing sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's not a bad problem to have.
Not at all.
Not at all. Stephen Louise, welcome, man. Stephen Lewis, welcome.
How's it going?
Oh, wait. How about you turn your mic on? Try that.
How's it going?
Good. I had the wrong one turned up. There we go. I was worried about you. And I don't know why, because I've called you and texted you enough over the years to know. And I called you and left a message yesterday morning. I was actually telling my wife this morning. I woke her up just to say Steven never even got back to me. And lo and behold, I get in my truck. It's like 6:45, and there's a text from Steven. And here you are. And thank you for coming in.
Yeah, surprise.
You're on your way to Fargo today.
Yep.
And you're going to go see the guy that made that thing.
I will be, yep.
Make sure you say hi to Mike.
I will.
I wanted to let you know, Katie, the producer, put together the Best of Dirty Thursday 2022 show. I thought she did a great job. If you like to watch people pick on me, you want to watch this. But this thing will be released, I believe, on the 31st. It'll be released on Saturday. Something to check out and see. John Roberts, can you scroll that number on the bottom? How about if I just tell it to you again? 701-213-0863. All right, there we go. When I call you Father Time, Tom, how many years have you been racing?
Last year was 53.
53. You've won in 5 decades.
6 decades.
Six decades. Oh, my God. I can't believe I got that wrong. 6 decades. I was telling people that I was calling you Father Time, and they all agreed. And then it was funny because we were talking with, we had a Catholic priest in here earlier today, and we were talking about you, and I said, you should see this guy. I mean, he's been winning races for all these years, and he looks younger than I do. How do you do it, man? I mean, how old are you?
I'll be 69 this summer.
No
So, yeah.
Really?
Believe me, it's nothing I've done. It's genetic.
Genetic, yeah.
I'm fortunate.
Just a good gene pool.
Yeah, I mean, I've abused myself as much as anybody.
Sure. You must get that a lot, though. I'm pushing 70, and people got to go, there's no way.
Yeah, a fair amount.
Yeah?
A fair amount. But my dad was the same way, and my grandfather was the same way. So, you know, I've got a nephew that's well into his 30s that you know, could pass for 18.
No kidding.
So
You're kind of like the red farmer of around here. You've been doing this for a long time.
well, yeah, it's I've enjoyed every minute of it for the most part.
Yeah? Have you? I mean,
Yep.
even the latter years?
Yep.
I mean, things change, and we're going to talk about that, but things change throughout the years. That is awesome. When you think about this, and 6 decades, did you think? I mean, what year was your first year of racing?
I actually turned some laps in 1970.
1970. Okay, do the math. You weren't even around. I was 5, and you were racing in 1970.
Another 17 years before me, so.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's insane. I can't even remember back that far. A lot of it. So
I mean, do you get sick and tired of people like me making fun of this? Because I'm not making fun of it. I'm actually in awe.
no,
I really am.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I didn't. Not a lot bothers you though, does it?
I've gotten a lot better about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a point in time where things did bother me.
Yeah.
The older I get, of course.
Sure. You still get riled up when we talk politics, though, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. I showed him my new hat. I didn't think he liked it up there very much, but Trump 24.
No,
Anyway,
I like the hat, but
I get where you're coming from. What's your winter been like? You're usually gone all the time. I'm actually amazed I got a hold of you.
Yeah, not, not this time of year usually. I went later this year than I did last year. It was over like second week in November. I got back from Florida about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, just not really too much. Just Mike and I found a project, found some old film and whatever, and got some pictures from around here, 1974. They've been cropping and cleaning up a little bit, and one of you actually. So
yep, the colorized of the gray car.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
what's your schedule like the rest of the winter? Are you busy? Are you kind of slowing down a little bit?
slowing down a little bit. Probably not as much travel here this winter as ones in the past, but yeah, nothing too big coming up. So.
Did you have to really tweak your schedule to get up for today's show?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I just wanted to make sure.
No. In fact, I was up when you were up. So yeah. So if anything,
Or you were still up when I got
So if anything,
up.
I'm more normal than I have
More
been. So
You heard it here first, right? He's more normal. Oh, well, okay.
than I used to be.
Yeah, than you used to be.
So-
Okay, I get that. I want to talk this last year. I know you're not a points guy, NLRA especially. You're not going to go drive all over chasing these points. I know you're pretty tight at River City Speedway. 9th River City Speedway points. About where you thought you want to be, or does it really matter to you?
No, last year for the most part was a pretty big disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Went and got a different car in the spring, and knew there'd be a learning curve with
Sure.
it. It's a different animal than what I had, but ended up chasing some problems down till right about mid-season.
Yeah.
So I basically wasted half a season.
Sure.
You know, I mean, the intent every year is to be within that top 5 in points.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to run locally and run there consistently. I think the upcoming year I'm gonna spread things out a little bit. I'll go to a few other racetracks and take a few nights off here.
Sure. You were talking about down in Alexandria. You know, you got grandkids, whatever down there. But does that play into effect with you, as you're saying? You're pushing 70. You've been doing this for 6 decades. Does that make any difference into what you want to do in your future? Because you can see it when you have grandkids. You'll find this out one day. When you have grandkids and you talk about your grandkids, you can see your face light up.
Absolutely.
And I'm the same way when I talk about mine. And there's nothing better. But will that have a decision or an effect on your decision when it comes time for you to? I mean, you've been teasing me about this for years. That it might be my last year, and you always come back. But will that be a big factor?
I don't know that it'll be as big a factor as a person would think, because at that point in time, when they're more active, I'll probably be done anyway.
Sure. Yeah, you'll be able to go watch them in sports or dance or whatever they do.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. How about you? You got to get married first.
Yeah, when you say you'll find that out one day, it's a long road to hoe there. But
Paul Erickson, good to hear from Paul. Nick Curtis says, what's normal? Julie Peterson's watching. All right. Paul says, Tom is always great to watch. Race is hard but clean, which isn't always the case in the late model class, unfortunately. Things been getting dirtier in the late model class, do you think? And I will add this, and I know you're not afraid to say it if it is, but throwing people under the bus, we don't have to use names or whatever, but is it getting dirtier? Has it changed?
I will tell you that with some of the guys that have come in from some of the other classes, it's gotten far more aggressive, and most of them are young and dumb enough that they don't mind working on a race car more than they need to.
Yeah, and they probably have more money.
There's some of that as well. It's
I would look at it this way. They're young and dumb enough to probably have somebody else working on their race car all the time, and they have the money.
A lot of truth in that as well. And for a guy like myself that does 100% of things, I don't have time for that crap.
Right. I mean, you're on your own.
Yep.
Do you ever wish you had other people helping you, or sometimes that gets to be a pain in the ass too?
Well, no, at this point in time, I mean, it would be great to have one or two guys, if nothing else, to mind the tires and that kind of thing. Well, I can make changes that I need to make. I mean, a lot of nights that I don't really have a chance to make those changes that I know I need to make.
Yep.
And it costs you some positions.
Now, if you had grandkids old enough, don't you wish they were here? Maybe you could get a little help?
Well, I've got a grandson on the East Coast, but there again, he's pretty young, so by the time I'm done,
Right. Yep. You'll be able to enjoy it, though, anyway. Corey Palm says, the less we have to work on the cars, the better. Keith, good morning, guys. Tom, do you prefer the 70s banking or today's banking? That's from Keith Cumming.
I guess I've always had a love-hate thing with the River Cities. Whether it was Grand Forks Speedway, Farron Speedway, or River City Speedway. I prefer the old racetrack.
Yeah.
And
explain the difference from the old racetrack to the new racetrack for people that might not know any better.
Well, and when the current management group took over, the original part of that group took over, they banked that racetrack way up, and I'm not necessarily a fan of that, because it leads to a lot of what I think is one-lane racing. A lot of times when that top side is dominant, there is no bottom side.
Right.
So a gradual bank, to me, it would be a far better situation.
Now, when they come up with this high banking, a lot of people, it takes some time to be able to get the nads or whatever to run that high side, that high line. Was that an issue for you? Because you've always been kind of a down at the bottom side.
Yeah, but I mean, I've run the top side enough that it doesn't bother me to be up there. I mean, I honestly would prefer not to be. I do believe that backstretch area here is it's treacherous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go off that backstretch, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen that a few times. Yeah. You'll hear this a lot from the sprint car guys, and I'm going to direct this one towards Steven, but a lot of these guys say the track is just too fast. And the people that don't know any better, and they go, how can a race car driver say it's too fast? That's what brakes are for. But it's not, and it's about putting on a show and things like that. But what do you think about this?
Well, now that I spend more time in the infield, you kind of get to see it and feel it more. I felt like in September when we had some really heavy racetracks that it was a little bit nerve-wracking. Like for me, like I know everyone in that. You're watching these guys; they're doing 9.7 around there, and it's like it's an eye opener. It gets you a little nervous. I can't imagine what it's like to be out there and do it, but like just being that close to it. And
now, if there was a wall around this entire racetrack, would that be a different deal?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've raced places that have a wall all the way around of it. I think at times it adds and at times it takes away.
Sure.
I honestly think there should be at least a guardrail like up in the backstretch area.
Yeah, yep.
But as far as having a rail around the corners and stuff, no.
So you're more or less that back straightaway, because the front straightaway's got a wall.
Right.
So, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it seems like anytime there's a big change made, it's somebody like the World of Outlaws or somebody saying, hey, you guys need to do this. You need to take care of this, or we're not coming back, or whatever they say. And then it all came down to Brendan Mullen, parking up on the top of the fence there a couple of years ago. And things changed. When they come in and they do these changes, do you notice it right away?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But, I mean, we know it doesn't take long for things to get back the way they used to be because of how you're throwing the mud and the dirt around.
Yeah, you adapt. I mean, you have to. I think in a couple of those pictures that I sent you guys, especially 2 shots that Stephen and Mike worked on, you really notice the difference in the racetrack.
Okay. Gosh, I hope those are pictures we put on today.
It's the shot that has the mill in the background. There's 2 shots.
Okay.
So,
I'll have to look at those.
It's crazy because you can see, to me, it was like, okay, so both of these shots are from the infield, but you can see the trailer court in 74 from the infield. Now you'd never know.
Now you could. Yeah.
So.
All right. Josh Johnson says there's been some heavy nights where I've come in after a heat race and actually questioned if I even took a breath.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I know that when things are really, really fast, I mean, you literally have to think to breathe.
Sure. Oh, I bet. I bet.
I mean, I've done 8 laps out there where I don't think I've taken a breath.
No kidding.
So
now, again, talking about your age, again, it blows me away, but you're pushing 70 years old. You're probably in better shape than a lot of these guys that are in their 20s and 30s, do you think?
I don't know about that.
I mean, because I know you're very good to your body.
So.
You don't abuse it very often anymore.
No.
About the most abuse you would probably give your body is a stop at the Legion or maybe Bruce's shop or something. But you pretty much live a pretty clean life, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit a point in life where you slow things down a little bit when it comes to that, and you clean it up. And I like to go out and have a good time like anybody else, but unfortunately, the good time doesn't like me as well. Anymore.
Sure.
It's.
I'm hoping my wife isn't watching this show. She's gonna go. Those are the questions I ask you all the time.
So can you?
Yeah. I agree with Steven. It's cool to see the low number in fast times, but nerve-wracking when you know the people. And it is. It is. I mean, we saw that last year, especially when the World of Outlaws were here. Some of these times, you never see these guys run that fast around here. And all of a sudden, it's like most of them. It's a great story. I ran into, down by Little Canada, there was a group from Wisconsin. They were there because the one guy, it was his stag party. So they decided, their bachelor party, they decided to all come to River City Speedway because they'd never been there. And so I introduced myself, and I'm talking to these guys, having a beer with them, and they go, well, what can we expect here? 11, 12-second laps? I laughed at him. I'm like, really? He goes, what's so funny? I said, you're going to see a lot of 9s. You're going to see almost everybody 10s, but a lot of 9s. And they thought I was full of crap. And I never did get to see him afterwards, but I really wanted to because I wanted to say, told you. I told you. But I'm guessing the guys are going to come back. We're going to take a quick little break. I tell you what, we've got a long way to go here. When you've been doing this for 6 decades, things have changed a lot, and we're going to talk about some of those changes. We have got some great pictures coming up, too, with the T1 of Tom Corcoran. And, again, Stephen Lewis is here guest hosting with me, so good to have these guys in, and we'll be right back with them. If you move snow with a skid steer, you got to see the muskox difference. I mean, you talk about this patented back drag feature. It allows operators to blow snow while back dragging. If you're going right up to your garage door, maybe the siding on your house or fire hydrants. Now, this saves time and it saves money while lowering injury risk by decreasing manual labor. The optional dual auger, they call it the dually, helps the operator eat through big snowfalls, ice-crusted snow, blow more snow while you're back dragging. And the glide plate, it allows you to glide over grass and gravel without ripping up the soft surfaces. Subsequently, create an instant torque on the lower cutting edge to break up snow and ice to better expose hard surfaces. See the muskox difference. Go to muskox.com or Facebook at Muskox Snowblowers or call 218-288-1905. Muskox. See the difference for yourself. If you're looking for an oil change, I know this is a busy time of the year. Things don't ever seem to slow down, but I tell you what, Valvoline Instant Oil Change Bring your car in there. You pull up to the door. You're usually in and out of there in about 15 minutes. That's where I go. And if you also mention Grand Forks Best Source, they're going to knock $10 off that oil change. They do more than that, too. They do tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, batteries. When you do go in to get the oil change, because I'm way overdue, they're going to check my tires, battery, lights, wipers, cabin air filter. If you got a fleet or you're in the military, you're going to get a discount. They also text and email invoices. Again, no appointment needed. Open Monday through Saturday. Pickup and deliveries available if you live in Grand Forks. Get a hold of Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're at 3325 South 38th Street. Make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you and get that $10 knocked off your oil change. Mike Speaker, my favorite pieces in my side panel collection are Tom's 30th, 40th, and 50th anniversary door panels. Just a few more years until 60. What do you think about that?
No,
Are we going to get a 60?
not happening.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I almost want to cry.
He's going to keep wearing on you, though, because if he didn't mention it there, he's mentioned that before. I got 30, 40, and 50. I need 60 now.
No. I think it'll be a stretch to have a 55.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are you just getting tired?
I mean, it's got to end sometime.
It does, but,
You know.
I mean, again, and we bring you into the studio, and I can tell anybody, this guy's been doing this for 6 decades. They're going to think I got a guy coming in here in a wheelchair, for Christ's sakes. And you come walking in like nothing.
There are days.
Well, I get it. And it is kind of funny because basically you have kind of, and you don't do it on purpose, I don't think. You've toyed with me a little bit over the last couple of years where it gets to be about this time of the year. It's like, hey, Tom, you going to come back next year? Well, if this were to happen and that were to happen, no. But I don't know.
So I was a little bit surprised to hear a little bit about your schedule this early. I don't think I knew last year you were running last year until I dropped some stuff off for you in there. The new car was.
Yeah.
So-
No, I had sold the other car, and I wasn't smart enough to keep that money in my checkbook. And so we made a bonsai run, and I bought a race car, and it came back a couple weeks later, and away we went.
So the car that you got now is the car you will be running this year.
Yeah.
And things are starting to come around with that car.
Yeah, I mean, I finished up the year a lot better than we did from the first part of the season. And there's some things that, throughout the course of the season you don't have time to change. So there's some things I'm going to change.
Got people we haven't seen for a long time right there waving at us. A couple of people, you can come in and sit down. Just be quiet. You can come in and sit down if you want. It might be a few minutes till we're done, but all right. A couple of questions. Nick Curtis says, was at Valvoline just yesterday. Took 15 minutes. Great place to go. Corey Palm wants to know, what's your favorite kind of track to run on?
Well, I like something that's got some tack on the bottom and some tack on the top and slick through the middle.
Yeah? How often do you get that?
Very seldom anymore.
I know.
The last 2 seasons have been extremely disappointing when it comes to local racing because it's gotten to the point of being hammered down again. And a few years back we switched to that crate motor, and prior to that it was a pretty good deal, and now we're a little short of power. So
Is the crate motor a good thing, though?
it's a great deal.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, you're not running with the Outlaws every week.
No, I mean,
if you're going to run around here, it's a perfect motor.
It's a great alternative cost-wise. So
Josh Johnson, by the way, says he's waiting for the 70th, Tom. Buzz Olson's watching, too. And hi, Buzz. We talk about how times have changed, what kind of a track you like and all things. How have the cars changed in the 50-plus years you've been doing this?
Oh, night and day. I mean, basically the first ones were, knock the windows out and go. I mean, the street stock stuff and even the late model stuff was based on stock frames and stock bodies and heavy cars.
Paul, can we get some pictures up here? We're going to show some of the pictures. And I tell you what, Tom, just kind of explain what we're showing up here. We got a few of them. You emailed us some pictures the other day. I know we didn't get them all, but let's see what we have here. I tried to remember from past interviews what your favorite cars were and the ones you really liked. Okay, here we go. Start from there. Oh, yeah, you can't probably see them from back there.
There we go. That one's 1974. That was a car that I went down to Iowa and picked up from Kenny Walton, who went on to win the World 100.
Wow, and you can see the mill. You can see, are those trailer houses still back there?
Yep.
Because they're not in that area anymore, are they?
No, they used to go a little further out than they do now.
Okay. Wow, what a great pick. What kind of car was that?
That was a Chevy Nova body
Okay.
car. And that was a big block engine.
Yep.
It was when you stood next to those cars, the ground thundered.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Brings me back to my high school days there, Tom. What do you think that was?
1991.
You know all these cars exactly when they were from, right?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yep.
I had genies on the side there. Were the Christensens running back then?
Yeah, probably.
Was it
prior
Cole
to
and
that.
Genie?
Genie was Cole, hadn't quite
Yeah.
started yet.
Okay. Now that one, I explain that.
That's a picture of my longtime friend and sponsor, Danny Roy,
Okay.
and his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
that would be 1981. That's the first T1 car.
That's the first T1 car. Where was that picture taken?
That was taken at West Fargo.
Okay.
That is actually my first, what they call the semi-late model.
Okay.
That would have.
It's a hell of a paint job you got on there.
Well, that was state of the art for me at that point in time. That was 1973. So,
Get the brush and let's go.
and if you notice the picture in front of that was right in front of the racetrack at the North Star station.
Oh, okay. That's a cool looking car. That's badass there.
Maybe 1979.
79. Was that Camaro?
Yep. Yeah, that was a car that was built by a chassis builder in Wisconsin named Dennis Frings, who built primarily asphalt cars,
Oh, really?
and he built several dirt cars for a select
How'd you
group
get
of
hooked
guys.
up with that guy?
I started calling him for advice in about 77, 78, and I had made a decision that we were going to switch cars, and talked to him about it and said he'd be willing to build one. So
How'd you do with that car?
I did real well with the car.
Good. All right. Let's see here. Got an old friend that dropped in. That's what she's kind of sitting here.
Right now?
What?
Should be coming down tomorrow around this time?
Okay. Yeah.
What time's good?
I'll be here till probably 10.
Okay, I'll swing by tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thanks for stopping in. All right. Let's move on. you know, it's kind of cool because you never know who's going to come walking in. I actually hadn't seen her in years. And all of a sudden, she's looking in the window waving at me. And I was like, hey, all right, okay. Okay, what do we got next? All right, there we go, the 50th.
Yeah, that was the 50th anniversary car.
And that's the one you see on the wall right here.
Yeah, 2019.
I was actually talking to, and I believe it was Katie that said that to me the other day. She goes, that still to this day is my favorite Tom Corcoran car. So I think that one got a lot of great reviews, if you will. Now I'm waiting for the one. That's the one.
There it is.
That's that was a car that was just incredible for its time. I bought that car from Rick Auckland,
Okay.
and he had run it only part of a season prior to that, and put that car together in 1984 and ran it in 85, and we won it about almost an 80% clip.
Well, you were 14 for 18, I believe, in 84, and 15 for 18 in 1985. And when we say 15 for 18, that's 15 wins out of 18 races.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a bad car.
No, certainly not.
How long did they have the wedge thing going on there?
They were only around for about 3 years. There was a big uproar that things were getting too fast and too expensive, and motors and tires, the same old thing that we're dealing with today.
Did it really make it that much faster?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
For that time, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Kept you glued to the track a little better?
yeah, no question.
How often were you having to replace, like, plexiglass side panels and things like that? Or wasn't that something that usually didn't have to worry about?
Seldom.
We talk about how cars have changed, Tom. How about track prep? Is that the same as it was when you first started? Are they still out there farming the track and doing what they can to kind of keep things racy and going well?
There was no farming back in the day. I mean, they prepared the track, and I think the big difference is, and I've said this many times, and I know it irritates some people when I do it. I worked on that track as a kid, and we started on Monday for Friday, and you worked right up until race time on Friday.
Yep.
And after the races, they finally gotten to this point now here where they go out after the races and work it with the blade. My Uncle Jim was really adamant about that. And then the track sat the weekend because he had other racetracks to run. And then come Monday, you went out and you started watering it.
Yep.
And there was no real prep between events or anything like that.
You know, I got some great pictures of your uncle. Hopefully they can find them again because I know we want to put them up in the River City Speedway Hall of Fame area there. But, man, I tell you what, is he the reason you got into doing all this stuff?
No, not.
I mean, the Corcoran family, it's a race name.
Yeah, not in the least. I mean, my dad raced for 16 years himself. Of course, my Uncle Larry raced.
Sure.
My Uncle Harold raced. I had another uncle, my former pitman, Dennis Strum, his dad raced for a period of time. So, I mean, and of course, you go back into that, and then, of course, you've got the Corcoran-Swangler connection and that kind of thing. So,
Right.
I mean, it's been a family thing all along.
You know, one question that gets brought up a lot nowadays is, I mean, we've talked about the tracks changing, cars changing, prep changing, the money, the cost. You talk about changing. How bad was it these last couple of years? I mean, we had the pandemic, we had shipping problems, we had shortages, we had all of this stuff going on, and I don't know if it's going to be any better for this year, but how was it for the T1 team?
You know, I didn't make many changes in 20 or 21, so it wasn't terrible. Tires got tough to get. This last season, I waited over half a season just to get a new bladder for the fuel cell.
Isn't that
In
crazy?
the car. Yeah, it just, and plus by the time you get it here, I mean, it was just the rubber bladder for inside the tank. I mean, it was a $2,200 expense.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Because it takes a different fuel cell bladder to run alcohol than it does
Oh,
for gasoline.
sure. And then, wow, that just blows me away. Is that why we don't race?
I guess, yeah. That's one of the many reasons, I think.
And I'm going to tell the story again. I had bought a race car. It was back when they were running super stocks. And I had bought a Howe. I think it was a Series 5 or something like that. And I was working on it when I met my wife, and she was going to grad school. And I ended up working a bunch of jobs. Got pretty serious. I sold the car before I got it built, and then I went and wrenched on an A-mod with a guy, and we were up in Greenbush and stuff all the time. But she always told me, when I get my first job, I get my PhD, I'll buy another race car. And so you fast forward a few years. That was during the flood, so you take a year out there and keep going. And one day she just came up, and by then I'd been working at River City Speedway. And she said, "All right, I'm ready." For what? Buy your race car. What do you want? Well, I want a minute to think about it, and I thought to myself, I'm good. I'm okay without one. I'm lucky for what I get to do working at the racetrack. I don't have the expenses. I don't have the time, the effort, all that kind of stuff, but I still get to hang around with guys like you guys. I get to watch some of the best dirt track racing you're ever going to see, but it's hard to ask, and I don't know if I should ask you this or both of you. Do you think I made the right decision? Because I love racing.
Everybody's got to make that decision on their own. I mean, there's a certain amount of insanity involved. There's no question.
A certain amount, yeah.
I mean, it's not a hobby. It's an obsession.
It is. Some people can call it a hobby.
Yep.
But when you get to know race car drivers like you and I do, it's no damn hobby, is it?
Right. It's a second 40-hour.
It is
40-hour job.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that. They think you get done on your Friday night, you load up your car, and we'll see you again next Friday. It doesn't work that way, and a lot of people don't realize this, especially when you talk about, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Some guys are lucky enough to have friends that, I'm going to just say it for fun, that don't have a life. You know what I mean? Because basically, you don't have a life if you're working on a race car team. You're gone. You're busy all the time.
Yeah, I mean, my average week, you race on Friday or Saturday night, and Sunday you're at least unloading everything, and come Monday you're hard at it. I spent probably 8 hours on Monday or Tuesday just working on tires for the following week.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So I mean, never mind just the general maintenance and other things. So I mean, there's a lot to it, and that crew. I mean, I've had good crew members over the years, but I mean, this is really a selfish sport. I mean, there's only one guy that gets any accolades, and that's the guy behind the wheel.
Yeah, and you know, unless you're down at rideoutcar.com, Victory Lane, or whatever Victory Lane you're in, and your guys get in on the picture. But you're right. It's kind of a selfish sport.
Sure.
Chad says, happy day, guys. Happy New Year's, everybody. Josh says, the unfortunate thing is, once you've raced for a while, it's very hard to be a spectator again. I get that. Jason Berg, happy New Year, Tom, and GFBS crew as well. Thank you, Jason, and happy birthday, or happy New Year's to you too. Happy birthday. One of my questions was, and Joshua Johnson hit this, he said it's unfortunate that once you've raced for a while, it's very hard to be a spectator again. When it comes time for you, are you just going to walk away? Will you stay away from the track? Would you help anybody else? Would you go pit for anybody? I've quit. When I played hockey and ball, you quit, and it was so hard not to go back. Yeah. And it wasn't so much for just being competitive and the nature of the sport and what you do, but the people, I think, was probably one of the hardest parts was being away from the people and the guys. When it comes time, Tom, are you going to be able to just step back and say, well, I'm going to Alexandria this weekend?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I'll probably have to.
Mm-hmm. For a while anyway?
Being a spectator isn't easy for me.
No.
Never has been.
No, I get it.
I've had some short discussions about helping somebody, but whether that'll happen or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all depend on my my mood and my attitude.
Sure.
When I pull the plug myself.
Yeah.
It's the time commitment is the biggest thing, and of course the reward for the time commitment is Friday or Saturday night going to race.
Yep. It would be really weird for me to see you in the stands.
That's probably not a possibility. I'm not a guy that's going to be up in the stands.
Yeah,
maybe at a big show or something like that, but that would be about it.
If you were to show up, pits maybe?
Yeah.
Or just not there?
No, I mean, for the bigger shows. Weekly shows, when I'm done racing, probably won't see me much that way.
Don't you think it'd be kind of weird not having the T1 parked back there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been around long enough to where there's guys that they don't run anymore. You notice it and you miss it. Like this year, so the last couple of years, it's been tough not having Bill Mooney around 2 years ago.
Sure, yep.
This last summer, it was tough not having the 10T because that's been a constant in my fandom forever. And then I think you've only missed maybe like 2 half seasons in my lifetime. Like 1988, you ran a sprint, but I think you didn't have the late model that 1 year.
I think it was. I got to stop and think about it. In the middle of a divorce, I took a little time off just to get organized, and it was about a half season off there. And then I ran the sprint car for Roger Jopp and his family for a short period of time, and. That was all good, but that would be about all I've been.
And then 96, I think you weren't out until about halfway through the year. And
96, I started the season, sold a car, and then went and got another one. So,
I don't know if we've talked about this before. I don't know if I knew you were in a sprint car for a year.
Well, I was in for about almost half a season.
Okay, were those limiteds then or unlimiteds?
No, it was unlimited.
Yeah, how was that for you?
It was all right.
A lot different than a late model, or?
Yeah, it was a lot different, but once I got a handle on it, got used to it, it was okay.
So why wasn't there a second season?
Well, I was just a fill-in.
Okay.
So
you never had thoughts of like, you know what, I'm going to dump the late model and get myself into a sprint car?
No, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you were to have made that choice, would you think you'd still be racing today?
Highly unlikely.
Yeah. Highly unlikely?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people get the wrong impression. I give the sprint car guys a lot of crap. But I have the utmost respect for the guys that do it well.
Yeah. And I think all you guys, it doesn't matter what class it is, as long as you're not the joke of the class, as long as they're putting on a show.
Yep.
And I've always said it, I'll watch 5 kids race tricycles around their garage, inside their garage, if they're racing, because it's something to watch that's racing. But I think we're all kind of wired the same way.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm late model to the bone. There's,
sure.
I have other classes' issues, as a rule, aren't my issues. I'm strictly worried about the late model class, where it is, where it's going.
So when we're in, say we're in Tom Corcoran's garage on a Saturday night, I know you're watching dirt track racing. I know you are all the time, or either at Bruce's shop or whatever. But do you have a favorite sanctioning body for the late models that you prefer to watch?
Not really. Whether it be Lucas or World Outlaws or MLRA or the Mars series, I'm happy watching any of them.
Yeah. Do you ever wish you could go on the road with these guys? Just give it a shot.
Well, that ship sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was a point in time that I could have done it it successfully.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But life didn't work out that way, and that's fine too.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize you don't just pack up and go on the road for a year without a lot of money to help you out.
No.
I think that first incarnation of the Outlaws, 88 and 89, I think you'd have been really good in that.
Yeah.
Because Kevin won one, Mitch won one, Rick was in the points and all that, and a lot of our guys did really good on that first incarnation of the Outlaws.
Yeah, it would have been nice to go on that, but that's when life was in a little upheaval.
Sure, yeah.
But we ran some stuff with the wedge car and some of those open shows, and we did well enough to stick it out if we wanted to.
Wow. I think I had asked you this before, but I'm going to ask it again. You've been doing this for a long time, and to be honest with you, I'm hoping we're going to get you back on the show again. Because I never know with you. You just, but we're going to have like a big ass party or something in here. I know when you're done, but doing this for a long time, is there a win that comes to your mind right away to go, probably my biggest win or my favorite?
I think there's some, I don't know that I've necessarily got a favorite. Some highlight wins, probably my first serious late model win in 74.
That's usually a biggie for everybody.
Went out to Jamestown and running against some of the best of the guys that were there at the time, and won there, and of course those races, the special races in '84 and '85, and I think after that I'd have to take my win in 2016 when I'd had a dry spell, and then again that win in the sixth decade in 2020.
Wow. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I've been blessed when it comes to that.
Have you been a guy, well, I know you emailed me a bunch of pictures, but I've always said this because I've done some really dumb things in my life. I've done some really good things in my life, things that I'm not proud of, things that I'm very proud of. And I've always said if I could ever change anything, I would do everything the same, but I would take more pictures. Were you one of those guys? Do you have a good record? Were you a picture taker? Because I know the pictures I've seen that you've sent me, you know exactly where they were, what the year was, all that stuff. The 80s was too hard on me for me to remember crap like that. But have you been a guy that's documented your career pretty well?
No, not necessarily.
Do you wish you would have changed things and made it better? Or maybe there's things you just didn't want to remember?
At the end of the day, I don't know that it necessarily means too much. I think when I clean out the house as far as when I'm done with the racing and trophies, pictures, I mean, there's a few that'll remain. But outside of that, I don't know. I gave away, God, when the Fair Board took over the racetrack out here, I gave away 75, 80 trophies.
Yeah.
And I'd miss them. They'd be sitting somewhere where I'd have to clean them.
Sure,
I got a basement full of that stuff, and like I say, there's certain things that do mean something to me, and that stuff I'll keep. But the pictures and stuff, I mean, I've got a lot of the old newspapers and stuff where there's articles, and so that's kind of the time capsule for me.
Are we ever going to be able to get back together again with the old group that was getting together there for a while? We'd go out to Tom's or we'd go to, or Bruce's, I mean, or we'd go to somewhere, but that was so much fun because all these guys that I'd heard of, but never really, and even if I did see them race, I might not remembered it, but I knew so much about them just from the history and hearing everything. But gosh, that's a lot of fun because then people are bringing these pictures and they're bringing these scrapbooks and they're bringing these newspaper clippings and you look at these pictures. I mean, even like some of the pictures we showed and you go, wow, I remember that. And it's just like, boom. And there's another conversation.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, I think we're far enough past the pandemic to
yeah.
to get back to doing things like that. I know that it's talked about a lot. So, and I know there's guys out there that haven't been to the ones that we had prior that I'd love to see
Yeah.
come.
Keith Cummings says, overdue for another racing get-together. Absolutely. Heather McDonald, good morning and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. Scotty Iverson's watching. Happy New Year, guys. A lot of people watching. Here we go. You knew this question was coming. It's going to be my last question of the day. How do you want to be remembered as a driver when this is all said and done? I think people think fairly highly of you now. You're going to get these guys off the record. They're going to complain. Guys off the record will always complain about somebody, something, someone, whatever. I don't ever hear that about you. How do you want to be remembered?
Well, as far as the driving stuff goes, in all the races that I've been fortunate enough to win, I don't remember having to drive over anybody to do it.
Yep.
Just as a guy that ran a good, clean operation and kept his equipment good. And I think other than that, the other thing I'd really like to be remembered for is efforts with the NLRA. That's something pretty proud of.
Sure. I would imagine. Do you have any idea how many features you've won?
Well, I'm nearing 240.
Wow. That's just crazy.
And I don't keep track of like heat races, any of that kind of stuff.
No.
And I got to remember that when I started, there was a championship for everything.
Sure. Right.
I mean, you had a Memorial Day championship, a Labor Day championship, a Minn Kota Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Trophy dashes all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, but those sort of championships, there's well over 30 of those, and
Jeez. Are you one of those guys, if somebody that's never been to your house before comes over for a beer and you go, here, let me show you this, and go right down to the trophy room or right down to the pictures?
No.
It's one of those things where people go, and I would get this out of you, wow, you raced? I didn't know that. And then I would just see that coming from you.
Yeah,
Am I right?
No, yeah, no, I'm not dragging anybody down to.
Dragging anybody down.
If people ask, they can go see the stuff. But
Sure. Do you keep it in the house or the garage?
Surprisingly, I don't have room for it in the garage.
No, well, that doesn't surprise me.
I think when the day comes that I'm done with this, I'll probably put up enough shelves in the garage and have that stuff all in there.
Yeah.
To get it the hell out of the house.
Yeah, well, then you'll also have room in your garage.
Right.
One day when this is all done. You got anything to add? I've been kind of keeping you out of here, and I don't mean to.
So going back to the wedge car, there was something that came up. Liebrick and I both noticed it here in the last couple of months. You kind of got a nickname around the time of the wedge car. What was that, and who gave it to you?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't know anything about that nickname until Rick Eshelman started working with the World Outlaws.
Oh, really?
I never heard it while I was racing, of
I
course.
suppose.
All right, this is new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going back and, after we lost Rick there watching the old Outlaw shows or whatever, he was always excited to see Tom because, being here from 82 to 85 or whatever. And so from East Grand Forks in the T1, Batman Tommy Corcoran.
Yeah.
And he did that every year, when he came back, so... I was just wondering if you knew anything about that.
Yep. No, that was a new one on me when he started that when he came back with the World Outlaws.
How'd Batman come out?
Well, because the wedge car looked like the Batmobile.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah. So me and Liebrick had a chuckle about that.
And of course I'd always throw a little jab in at Rick. That picture of him standing in front of the grandstand in his racing uniform with his hands at his hips.
Yeah.
That was great that you sent it in when he was here.
Oh, yeah.
In July. He's like, it better not be the one from the program. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. That whole Rick Eshelman thing, I believe we were doing the Dirty Thursday show when I found out that he was missing.
Yeah.
And I've heard, between Paducah, Kentucky, and Illinois or whatever, but I'm just ready to board an airplane to head to Europe, and I found out that he had passed. And, we think about the times he's been in the studio. I was blown away the first year I met him when it came feature time, and he wanted me to call the race with him. We don't get that with the World of Outlaws very often. No. Rick Eshelman was that guy. And again, it blew me away that a World of Outlaw announcer wanted little old John Roberts from River City Speedway to call a race with him. I was amazed. And Guy was a hell of a guy. The new announcer, I don't really know him, but
He's a good kid.
I heard he's a great guy, and we're going to have to
they
get him
made the
on the
right
show
call.
when they come back. That's what I heard.
I'll pull his arm. I'll try and get him in here.
Yeah, we'll get him in. I'm glad I got you on
Yeah,
my
I
side
hope I
there.
didn't put you on the spot, Tommy. I just wanted to...
No.
That's a great story.
When Ruben starts, they'll have to slow him down a little.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
He gets into it and he's excitable but he's a great announcer and he knows his stuff. So
Yep.
he'll be a nice fill-in.
Yeah, well, that's good. Ryan Karalik says Uncle Tom. Daryl, one of our Canadian buddies, Daryl Works. These guys are awesome. Happy New Year's, John. Guests and GFBS crew, always a great show. Coming for a picture next year, Tom. River City's living legend. Cheers. See you later. So see you next year. These guys, I'll bring them in and introduce you to them. You're gonna love these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if you could hear these guys when you're racing. That's how loud these guys are. And they are an amazing group. They're just amazing. Stephen and I guessed that Ruben, right? Yeah. Heather McDonald. Okay. Stephen and I guessed that. Ruben, right? Okay. Had to get you in. I could see you when I called you and I went with the whole Father Time thing. You have probably been on the show as much as anybody. Maybe Darren and Brad had maybe been on more, but I think you've probably been on more. What gets me is when I call Tom Corcoran and he says, yeah, as long as it's not snowing and I don't have to go to work, I'll be there. Yep. But that's kind of the way you've always been.
Well, I mean, I'm not real big on self-promotion, but I sure love to promote the sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And you know the way we roll here, we're not going to make this whole thing about you.
No.
I mean, it's just the love of what you do.
Although we could go for all afternoon.
We could. We could. Definitely. Maybe one day we should get together and do a fishing show or something.
There we go.
Are you a fisherman?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
No?
My brother got the hunting and fishing gene. That bypassed me.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he has nothing to do with racing.
Hasn't for many years.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah. No, he's a business owner and he's got his hands full and he's at that point in life where he'd like to retire too.
Sure. Big plans for New Year's Eve?
No.
No, we're kind of, I'm above that. But
yeah, that ship sailed.
Yeah, so. And again, I'm going to tell you, we live just right down the highway.
Yep.
So if you got nothing going on Saturday, I invite you to come out. Same with you. I don't know if you're going to be around this weekend. Yep, sure. We're going to get the flamethrower out. We're going to have a fire that you will see from outer space in my backyard. And we might have a couple of cold ones too. So
maybe.
I do before we go. I do have to thank my sponsors.
That was coming up.
Yep. D&B Motors been on my car for over 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say enough about that. You take after Danny passed away, and
I know.
Still get a little choked up.
Sure.
But his daughter and son-in-law have stepped up and continued, which has been big. Shane Romling out at Forks Finest, sprint car driver.
Yeah.
Sponsors from the late model.
Been trying to get him on the show forever. Yeah.
Yeah, has been around since about 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So Greg's Lawn Care, Greg and Mitch Nerby, been on the car for many years now.
Yep.
S&S Transport's been on there, and Brad's helped me out in many ways. And probably the most unsung deal here is Bruce Hart. Bruce keeps many of us going.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And he is an unsung kind of guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's low-key and behind the scenes, and he helps more people than you can ever imagine.
Yeah, and great guy.
Yep.
Every time you talk to him, wow.
Yeah, his attitude hasn't even changed now that he had to switch from Pabst to Busch Light.
Hey, that wasn't a bad switch either. Did you thank all your sponsors?
I did.
You're just a regular human.
Yep.
You're not the 6-decade Superman. You're just a regular human being.
Batman.
Yeah. There you go. Gary says, let's see here. First class gentlemen, congratulations on a great career. Carrie Ann, thanks for watching. Great show. Happy New Year's, everyone. Corey Palm, awesome show. Happy New Year's. See you in a couple of weeks. Heather McDonald, all of you people for watching. Tom Corcoran, I can't wait to watch you again this year. I'm so looking forward to it. And I'm just going to leave it this way. I'm looking forward to watching you for the next few years. You can say what you want now, and I don't care. Because right now, all I hear is wah, 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 wah.
Well,
I'm just looking forward to this year.
I can guarantee you that we'll be a lot stronger this year
Awesome.
than we were last. So,
Awesome. And when you do get back down to rideoutcar.com Victory Lane, I'm going to knock Chad Hoff out of there, and I'm going to take that one myself. I think I could do that.
Well, I will be there.
He's never here, so why not?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, man. Don't
for
forget,
having me.
the invite is open Saturday. If you guys want to swing out, you know where I live. You know where I live. Tom Corcoran, Stephen Lewis, a.k.a. Jesus, I'm going to call him that. You guys are the bomb. Doing this show is easy when you got guys like you guys coming in here. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, I could take these notes and throw them in the garbage, and we could still go at this all day long. So thank you guys again for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good New Year, boys. All right. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Rumors Sports Bar and Casino for bringing you the show today. In fact, I'm going to see if we can't talk Tom and Steven into going across for one here. Rumors Sports Bar and Casino, you want to go watch the World Juniors play this afternoon? Go check it out. Minnesota Vikings, you got the Sioux hockey team, you got all these big games going on there. They've got like 900 TVs in there. Their food is incredible, too. They got great lunch and dinner specials. You get all kinds of drink specials. And Rumors is looking to hire part-time servers and cooks, too. So stop in to find out more, all right? Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. Tell them GFBS sent you. They're a great bunch of people. Hey, I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow morning, all right? Now, don't forget about the Forks Sports Highway Show with Monty and Bill and the whole rest of that motley crew at 6:30 tonight. You're going to like it. It's a great show. Hey, remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. Become a patron on Podbean. You could win some really cool stuff. Hey, Grand Cities is a great place. Grand Forks' best source is giving it an identity again.